Hi, my name is BJ Batterman. I'm here today for Camera Ready Cosmetics, and we are going to discuss male grooming. So to start with men's grooming, first we're going to start with brows. Any kind of wild hairs or anything like that need to go. So if you trim them on your own, what we'll do is we will start with brushing them up on an angle. Close your eyes for me, please. And then trimming on an angle. You don't want to ever trim them straight across, because then it leaves for a very square brow. So we're trimming brows on an angle. Brushing them to lay flat. This is my model Jimmy, and Jimmy is the perfect model for us today because obviously he's a little bit balding, which is great. And what we run across in the corporate world is a lot of men where the lighting is not set just for them. So therefore, what we'll do first is we're going to start with a makeup spray. Close your eyes for me. This is a bit of a primer that I like to start with. And what this does is it just gets you ready for your anti-shine. Next thing we're starting with is Nuturing Force, and what it is an anti-shine and an oil control. And even if the skin is a bit dry, you could still use this first, especially with corporate lighting. So it's used very sparingly. I usually don't use it underneath the eyes, especially in the T-zone and receding hairline, but used very sparingly. Next, the same company also makes an eye cream. Around the eyes, you never want to pull, you just want to dab and apply with a brush, and always use your ring finger versus your index finger. You won't tend to pull as hard. Next, we're going to color correct a little bit of the discoloration on Jimmy's face with a little bit of RCMA Foundation on a brush. We're just gonna very lightly. The products go a long way, so a little bit covers. You don't have to go from the top of his hairline down to his neck. It's just really spot checking to even out a skin tone. You can use a foundation brush or even a concealer brush, works fine. Next, I am going to use a concealer. The concealer that I'm using is Keromask. Comes in many shades, and what I like about it is it's very light in texture. A little bit goes a long way. And I'm using something with a bit of pink to neutralize the skin tone. Apply with the brush, and then just blend a bit. I usually like to keep underneath the eyes one shade lighter than the skin tone, and what that does is highlight. So we'll start with something to neutralize first, and then put on a little lighter concealer on top of it. Now it ends up Jimmy's wearing glasses, so might even go a little bit more, because when you wear glasses it tends to magnify and reflect. So I'm going to use one. Now I'm just going to use another color here to just even it out a bit. For deep set eyes, you can go inside this inner corner, also helps to broaden. What I like with the eye cream is it really makes the concealer go on much smoother, but it's not so creamy that it's too shiny. Next, I'm going to use a dual powder all over. This obviously, it's a powder, so it helps with the shine. I usually don't use powder underneath the eyes because it's very drying to that area. Very handsome, Jimmy. Keep your eyes closed for me, please. A little powder across the lids just for the shine. Using a little bit of clear gel just to hold the brows in place. Now I'm also using powder as a bronzer, which I use on most men. Bronzer is there to highlight your cheekbones. Looks like you've been out golfing instead of working. So a little bit of lip conditioner. You want to blot it. And Jimmy is about ready to go. So you just want to make sure that you use enough anti-shine, enough powder, so that when the lights hit, that he's not reflecting. So now Jimmy is ready for the corporate world.
That was my blue steel.
That was great up until that portion. Let's just do a few, you know?
Now I'm camera ready.